we had a flight booked for Monday, the 7th of September, with Norwegian to fly from Buenos Aires to Gatwick, near London in England. Anyway, the flight got cancelled, so the only way for this to actually happen is for me to simulate the flight using Microsoft Flight Simulator. And as you can see, it's a beautiful morning leaving Buenos Aires, about 6:45 I think. And as we're taking off, for some reason the engines lose their thrust. I've got no idea why that happened. I think it may be a bug in the program. But nobody panicked. The captain didn't panic anyway. And we did manage to get the power back. Yeah, and I haven't quite figured out how I'm supposed to reply to the automated ATC, the traffic control bloke. He keeps saying all these things to me, but I think maybe I shall have to turn that off at some stage. And of course here we have to turn right for a heading of 041, I believe, which is a little bit right of north. And I'm still getting used to using this joystick, which is certainly a lot simpler than using a keyboard, I have to say. But we're heading in the right direction. It's a lovely sunrise, and I'm trying to figure out also how to put the... no, I didn't. No. How to put it on autopilot. I think I managed that in the end. But it's a long flight, about 13 hours, so I decided that probably it's best to skip a few bits. I'm sure my angle of attack here isn't quite right. And here we are now. We've crossed the English Channel and are making our approach to Gatwick. But when I appeared here, we seem to have completely overshot Gatwick. So what I had to do was actually to turn round and see if I could find it again, because I didn't actually have Google Maps with me at the time. And I'm having to make some pretty drastic turns, as you can see, so the passengers probably not appreciating it very much. And he keeps telling me I'm going too fast, which is what overspeed means. And the only way to slow yourself down is to actually pull the nose up a bit and go a little bit higher. Fortunately, I remember to put the undercarriage down, that's the wheels underneath. I usually forget that. And also to increase the flaps for landing. And yeah, miraculously, I remembered that as well. So as you can see, I'm approaching Gatwick from completely the wrong angle at 90 degrees to the runway, which isn't really a good idea. So again, I have to take evasive action here to come around and do a bit of a loop so I can approach it directly. I've only just left flight school, by the way, so this is probably why my flying isn't really up to scratch.
North Shuttle 4282 IFR flight plan is cancelled. Radar service terminated. 47000.
Okay. I did lodge a flight plan. Yeah, well, there's all sorts of funny noises coming out now. I'm not sure what they are. My altitude is going up a little bit, but obviously I need to turn around now and see if I can get back on track towards the runway. And I'm not sure what's going on now. I seem to be losing a little bit of power here, but we're turning ever so slowly. Let's see if we can get down towards the runway, because after all it's that's the object of the exercise. The weather looks very nice, all those lovely little fields and stuff. Makes me homesick actually.
Overspeed.
And I'm
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
wish we could shut that voice up, but I haven't found out how to do that yet. Oh, that's Red Hill. No, we don't want to go to Red Hill. I know Red Hill's near Gatwick because I've been there before. Over there off to the left somewhere. Ah, there we are. There's Gatwick. Here we go. Right. Well, I'm overspeeding. I'll probably get a ticket. Yeah, I'm definitely coming a little bit too fast here. Well, I've got the wheels down. That's important. And the flaps. Yeah, it's like now or never now. I'm going to have to land this thing.
1,000.
And everybody keeps telling you, oops, yeah, that's not very good. I haven't seen planes do that in real life. Yeah, now where's the... Yeah, come on, over to the right a bit.
500.
No, you're not going to do it. I'll have to go around again. Completely missed it. Yeah, so we're having to increase power a bit because we're going to have to go around again because I didn't really want to land in that field or on those buildings. So I brought the undercarriage back up again and reduced flaps. I think that's what you're supposed to do. And what we're going to try and do is, you can just see the shadow of the plane there, just under the right wing. Can you see it? Yeah, so I've had to skip forward a bit because otherwise the rest of it would be really boring, me going around in circles. And I brought the map down, which isn't a Google map, by the way, which would be handy to see the various landmarks. But here we are, we're coming in again for another approach. And we've still got plenty of fuel, that's always a good sign. About a quarter of a tank. I remember to fill up before I left. Yeah, it's not like driving a car, is it? Because all these turns take forever. Oh, there we go, there's the runway. But I think we probably turned a little bit too early. We need to be off to the right a little bit. But it's in my sights, that's the important thing. I can actually see it. Imagine if it was stormy or, well, stormy and at night. That would be a bit tricky. I can see the lights flashing. That's good. Right.
500.
500, that's a bit low, isn't it? No, we've got the undercarriage down, so at least I remembered that. We've got the flaps down. And that's, whoops.
300.
Yeah, they only do that when you see them landing in nasty gales and things. And let's just see. Here we go.
100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retire.
Ooh, dear. Ooh. That's a bit bumpy. Yeah. On over to the right a little bit. Well, we've landed. Reverse thrust. And turn left at the end. That's it. Well, I hope nobody was sick after that. And let's see if we can taxi it to the terminal. There we are, come on, left. Miss the grass, there we go. That's it. Yeah, this thing about these aeroplanes, you have to move them really slowly when they're in the airport because they say 20 knots maximum, which is actually quite fast when you're on the ground, I suppose. And we're going to try and move the plane over to that, what do they call them, skyways or something, over there just at about 2 o'clock. Gosh, that does sound terribly professional, doesn't it? Here we are, that doesn't look too difficult. There's nobody waiting for us. It's a very quiet airport today, Gatwick. Well, anyway, the most important thing is we all landed in one piece and I didn't damage the aircraft. Might have stressed the airframe a little bit, but I don't really think that matters. Anyway, here we are, back in England.